I got a fever, and the only prescription is more Purple for the Win podcast with Andy Carlson. Come to you all off-season long, covering free agency, the draft, OTAs, and then we're on to training camp. Get the show on 1500 ESPN, Podcast One, and the Podcast One app.
And whose team is this? Is this your team, or is this your daddy's team?
Thanks for listening to the Dad Mode Podcast, common sense parenting in a politically correct world. Here's your host, Andy Carlson.
And welcome back to the Dad Mode Podcast, common sense parenting in a politically correct world. I'm your host, Andy Carlson, at Andy Carlson Show on the Twitter machine. I'm a father. I have no idea what I'm doing, but you and either they're chiefy, so let's try and learn something together today. I just ate 3 pieces of cheesecake, and it was delightful. The website is dadmodepod.com. Like us on Facebook as well. I think we have over 1,000 likes in there. It's growing. And tweet at us at dadmodepod, or just use the hashtag dadmode. Sitting in with me today is the stalwart, the gadfly. Come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. Uncle Nick, follow him on Twitter at Nickerson. Hola. Hey.
Hey, happy to be here today.
Yeah, the cheesecake, bro, was very good.
Thank you. I had one slice. I can control myself.
I cannot.
It was mostly brownie than cheesecake.
Yeah, speaking of control, so this jabroni sort of came out of nowhere, named LeVar Ball, and I almost don't want to give him the time of day because he seems like kind of an ass. He is the father of these 3 kids that are pretty damn good at basketball, right? But it seems like he's using it to steal the spotlight and try to live out his unfulfilled dreams of his own, which that happens a lot, right? And you see this on a macro scale, like him, LeVar Ball, his son. Let's see here. Lonzo is starting at UCLA, is in the NCAA tournament as we speak. Who knows? Maybe they got knocked out, whatever. Also, let's see here. One of the kids, I think, God, I hate these kids' names. Lonzo, LeVar. No, damn it. That's his name. He's got 3 kids, right? And one of them scored like 92 points in a high school game, so whatever. And he's coming out and talking all this crazy stuff of like, I'm going to need $1 billion shoe deal for me and my 3 sons. Notice it says me and my 3 sons. So this is every like suburban hockey parent, every soccer parent's projecting on kids, being a helicopter sports parent on steroids, literally.
Well, I totally thought you were making up this name, LeVar, and this kid, Lonzo, LiAngelo, and LaMelo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. LaMelo is the one that scored 92 in a game.
I'd be very proud to have kids like this who play well, But being it's such a. It looks like he's a retired American football player.
Oh no! All right. So here's the story. He's a retired basketball player / NFL player. And this is what happens with some basketball players that can't cut it in basketball. They'll try and play tight end, which is exactly what LeVar did. And sometimes it works. Sometimes you become Antonio Gates. Sometimes you become Tony Gonzalez, Jimmy Graham, etc. Or most of the time you end up like LeVar Ball. And he played some college basketball at Washington State. He averaged 2.2 points per game. And then all of a sudden he's talking about, hey, back in my heyday, I would kill Michael Jordan one-on-one, and then Charles Barkley coming out. I was like, hey, let's play some one-on-one, blah, blah, blah. This guy says outlandish stuff. He can't back it up, so he hopes that his kids can back it up. And he's getting so much attention. Like, he's on ESPN. He's on all these Fox shows. He's on TMZ and stuff. For what? For being a loudmouth parent who's trying to cash in on your kid's athletic prowess. It's kind of weak.
I thought we weren't talking about Donald Trump. Oh, I went there. I'm kidding.
No, his kids suck, except for Ivanka.
We talk about there's that other one, Tiffany.
Yeah. What is her name, Donald? No one knows. So Nick, you're kind of coming into this cold. But initial thoughts on LeVar Ball, even though I sort of slandered him.
No, it sounds like a prick. You don't want to, for having such, and I'm worried that this is going to spread on to the children, I
Yep.
mean, that's obviously having a Dad Mode podcast, we're talking about children and stuff. I mean, this is a very bad influence, and modern, it's worse with modern age right now. 2007, he has all these cameras. He can get all this attention on social media. I mean, it's spreading. My research here on helicopter parenting, which is, kind of what I originally thought this was going to be about, cell phones and technology. I mean, it's a disease that's giving LeVar power and developing this big ego that I don't know. I'm too afraid to try to pop here. Otherwise, I mean, I don't know how he would take it. He might get violent.
See, I wonder if this is helicopter parenting per se, or if this is just complete narcissism on his part. Like, he wouldn't have the time of day if his kids weren't good at basketball. But now that they have a little chance, like Lonzo is probably going to come out in the NBA draft and be a top 10, maybe top 5 pick. And the other two kids seem to have talent. Both of them are going to UCLA. Oh, it's yeah, who cares what these kids' names are? But here's him on TMZ talking some mad noise about Charles Barkley.
You to a game of one-on-one. He says he wants to see what you really have. To that, you say what?
I say I'm not even going to mess with that because I don't want to. I had a good vision of Charles playing. That boy out of shape. I play him now, it'll kill him. He'll jump off the bridge and say, man, I thought I could play. Remember what he did with the Rockets? He didn't get hurt. He just fell out. Can you imagine? He's too big. Just enjoy talking and eating Krispy Kreme donuts. He'll be fine.
Now, if you did play him right now, do you think you could whoop him?
Right now, he wouldn't score a bucket. He's too slow. He can't walk. I mean, what are you going to do? I at least can still move. I know I can get around him. That boy too big. I'm watching him sit in that chair. He getting bigger. I saw him do a push-up a few years ago, and that wasn't even a push-up. It was some girls that was beating him doing push-ups.
All right, so the kids' names. Alonzo, who's at UCLA right now, doing well. Leangelo and LaMelo. And last year, all three of them were at Chino Hills High School. Stupid ads. Chino Hills High School, they went 35-0, and they averaged, all three of them combined average 71.2 points per game. So they obviously have skills, and they play well with each other. And I'm wondering, like, I wish we had a little bit more of a backstory of what kind of dad LeVar was. Like, was he the cool dad who supported them playing sports, or was it the helicopter, bust your ass, hey, we're getting up at 5 o'clock, you're going to run wind sprints, and, hey, my dreams didn't come true, so your dreams are now my dreams, and work it out type of parent.
Do you think this is comparable to, obviously, you're the sports guy. I like to consider myself the celebrity guy. Do you think a lot of this almost feels a little bit like child stars and like the parents who mooch and take success, the ones who might go too far? Obviously, not in the a lot of celebrity parents don't talk or be to extreme, but more that they milk and drain the kids' trust fund because obviously a lot of child stars don't get paid straight up.
Yeah, I think it's like that to a degree. A lot of people keep bringing up Todd Marinovich and his dad, and his dad is this crazy like Olympic weightlifting coach from like former Eastern Bloc Russia, and Todd Marinovich came up like he never ate McDonald's. He always trained. He was going to be this perfect quarterback, and he went to USC and then was eventually the first round pick by the Raiders. But then his brain just snapped, being pushed so much by his dad. He wasn't allowed to be a kid. He wasn't allowed to be a teenager. Wasn't allowed to be a college student. And then he got into drugs and just sort of fell off and was one of the greatest NFL busts. And I feel like that's sort of what LeVar Ball is to a degree. Like, we never hear from his kids. Like, I want to know what they think of this. If they think, oh, it's cool that it's cool that dad is out there, he's on TV, he's saying stuff and da-da-da, or if they're kind of embarrassed. Because most teenage boys, and all three of them are still teenagers, Lonzo's only a freshman at UCLA, would be completely embarrassed Yeah, if their dad was out there on national TV talking them up and writing checks that they have to cash.
I'm looking at LeVar's stats right now. He has a Wikipedia page for some odd reason.
2.2 points per game. 2.2.
48. So let's do the math here. Had kids in his late 20s, early 30s. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's a fairly reasonable age to maybe start a family, or whatnot. I can't imagine, raising kids into the situation right now.
And it's funny. He's got his own hashtag because he says such outlandish stuff. It's hashtag LeVar Ball says. And some people are funny with this. Like, LeVar Ball says he can outrun his own shadow.
The 101.
LeVar Ball says he picks 3 perfect brackets every year. LeVar Ball says he has a better chance of no, that was kind of gross.
Is he working right now? I mean, what's his job?
I think his job is being the dad. Also, they have the Big Baller brand. You can buy a hat for $100.
Oh,
like a sweatshirt for like $70.
Okay, yeah. Currently,
the Big Baller brand.
Okay, that's
gross.
I feel like he's doing that, and then he's going to try to milk the attention that he's getting with his 3 talented sons.
Yep.
And my biggest fear for these kids, if they want to have a future in the sports industry, will LeVar take over? Would he try to manage? Would he try to be the agent?
Well, yeah. If I'm an NBA owner and the kids are obviously talented, I don't think they're going to be game changers. I think they're going to be, they're not going to be superstars. They could be very good in the league. It's very possible. But what would hold me back from, if talent is equal between 2 players, right? Mm-hmm. I would pick the other guy because he probably doesn't have the baggage that a LeVar Ball has. Because you got to think, say Lonzo's drafted by the Wolves. We'll just say, like, doesn't fit in stylistically, but whatever. And every other day, it'll be LeVar Ball in the Pioneer Press and the Star Tribune, just like talking a whole bunch of junk, and he'll be the sideshow. And Tom Thibodeau would probably murder LeVar Ball. Actually, yeah, Wolves, draft Lonzo. Do that up. And I do think it will come to a point where the Suns will resent him. I really think it will. They will. And it also, as we talk this out, I'm starting to think it is more of the narcissism. It isn't so much the hardcore helicopter parent, which we'll get to here in a documentary that was on HBO, and it's also on Netflix. It's really good. State of Play. It's about trophy kids. And like the parents in this, we'll watch the trailer, are extremely hardcore about their kids' sports, like religiously tough. And now Lonzo Ball definitely could have been that way, except these parents are in it for the glory, where Lonzo is more in it just for himself. Like, he's literally trying to enrich himself and build up off of the effort of his kids, which is kind of sad. But here's the trailer for HBO State of Play. Also, I highly recommend this.
How dumb! God damn it, just hit the ball close to the hole. Why do you do that? The document.
All right, so this is a basketball dad, a football dad, I believe tennis, and then also a golf kid. And just overbearing parents, you get the gist.
The entry that you're going to see in the first episode of State of Play is called Trophy Kids. And it's a documentary that's about...
Actually, it's on YouTube right now, too, so you can just watch it there.
That's why I asked you if you look confused. You got that stupid daze in your eyes again.
Parents are at times out of control. They're very intense.
You got me driving back and forth from this school for you to go out and do absolutely nothing.
There's clearly a vicarious element to the relationship with them and their kids.
What if I didn't do everything I could to help them realize their dreams?
Most parents who I know kind of, quickly sort of say, well, thank God I'm not them. But I can kind of relate to some of the things they're saying, particularly with the issue of effort in sports. I think most of us are probably willing to say we're not going to freak out over a loss quite as easily as we might freak out over a complete lack of effort.
I just see so much more in you, man. That's all.
And I think that something we're able to discuss with Dr. Lauer and Todd is the idea of...
Oh, yeah, there's Todd Marinovich.
How do you gauge...
Speak of the devil.
How, as a parent,
nice
can
hat.
you impact or not impact your child's ability to demonstrate effort on the field? So that's something that I relate to personally.
State of play trophy kids. And, you know, like, all those kids are going to grow up, need therapy, and hate their parents' guts.
Not to bring it back to celebrity stuff.
Bring it on back.
It reminds me of...
Charlie Sheen, Martin Sheen.
No.
Sorry, Martin Estevez.
And someone, tweet at me if I'm totally wrong with this analogy, but it reminds me of the Jackson family. And
oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Joe Jackson has been notorious, and I'm judging this mostly on the miniseries that came out in the early 90s about the Jackson 5, like how hard he pushed his kids to be perfect and perform and become the very popular band, the Jackson 5. And
Jackson 4 and Tito.
No, it's 5. 5. And mostly, obviously, Michael Jackson. And, you can see the shows now and everything and how messed up, no offense to the Jackson family, but how dysfunctional the Jackson family has become now, especially with the master star talent that is Michael Jackson. Unfortunately, that also shows that Michael Jackson became like the biggest superstar of all time.
And pedophile. all these kids on HBO are going to be pedophiles.
Accused of, but I believe Joe Jackson even, because I think Joe is still alive. And
yeah, because he doesn't have any shoes. That's why he's so pissed.
I think he's been quoted, and I apologize if I'm totally misquoting this, but he's been known to say that he believed pushing him hard got Michael to be so talented, but pushing someone and then driving them to near insanity, I mean, you cause. I think you're going to eventually cause more damage than good. Well,
you see this a lot with the helicopter parents that push kids in sports. These kids are only playing one sport year round. Like in the example, that kid playing basketball year round, football year round, tennis, golf year round. It gets bored. It gets really boring really easily, and kids should be able to experience seasonal sports. Like play football, play basketball, run track, play baseball in the summer, whatever. And it should be more about hanging with their friends instead of just trying to specialize. Like most of these kids probably have private coaches. And I understand that the parents want the kid to excel at the sport, which they're good at. But what if the kid doesn't like the sport? Like there are several times in this documentary where you can tell that the kid just wants to quit, or they'll actually come out and say, I wish I could quit, except I don't want to disappoint my mom or my dad, which is so pathetic. I mean, why are you even doing this in the first place? Is it more about the kid or is it more about you? Most of the time, it's about you. With LeVar Ball, it's all about him. His kids just happen to love basketball and be really good at it. Like, what if one of the kids? I really hate. What if Lamangino? That's not one. What if LaMelo wanted to be a painter? Like, what would happen? Like, what if he's like, nah, Dad, I don't want to play basketball. I want to paint, or I want to play piano. Do you think LeVar would have stood up for that? Probably not.
Did you ever see the movie Whiplash?
Yeah.
I think kind of similar almost. We have that overbearing. I mean, obviously, this is more about that was more about an overbearing coach, if I remember, the music teacher who pushed their kids to like pain and agony for something. I mean, God, is it worth it to be doing something that you're not happy with?
Yep.
And God, I'm watching that video clip. I mean, it's extreme training, and yeah, and I believe back to Michael Jackson a little bit. At his death, he left nothing to his dad, and there's a lot of resentment, there's a lot of anger with this, and this is destroying families.
And how much you want to bet? Because he's coming out saying that Lonzo is a better player than Steph Curry. Steph Curry is one of the best players on the planet, except for last Friday against the Wolves. Hey-o. And he, like I said before, he's writing chat that his kids have to cash. Like there's no skin in the game for LeVar. But say Lonzo isn't an NBA star. Say he's a role player. Or say he doesn't even make it in the league. Maybe he gets drafted in the first round and washes out. That happens a lot. Look at Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn sucks. And then ends up playing overseas or just out of basketball. I mean, what then? What's their adult relationship going to be like? Yeah, I feel like LeVar, well, the kid will feel like he let down his dad, and then LeVar is going to be resentful, like, you could work harder, man. What was wrong with you? You're going to be Steph Curry. You make me look like a fool out there saying that you're better than Steph Curry, and now you're playing in Istanbul. Istanbul. I don't even know where that is. Turkey. Turkey's not a country. Turkey's a meat.
Totally lost train of thought.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
A lot of them look like fathers in the video. I think I saw one possible mom. Do you think it's more geared fathers?
I think it's definitely more geared fathers. Yeah. Although there are a lot of crazy hockey moms, I'm not gonna lie. And with hockey, relating here into Minnesota, especially the metro area and northern Minnesota, it's understandable. It's an expensive sport, and it's the state sport, and you want your kid to excel in it because that helps advance his or her social standing, women's hockey too, and also yours. It's great to say that, oh, my kid played on the first line of the Class A or Class AA state champions. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty prideful. Stick out your chest. Good times.
It's just such a blur watching that trailer, and you kind of hear the words of the parents sometimes, about wanting what's best for their kids, where it sounds like it was originally always part of good intentions, but gone crazy out of control, like a goddamn grease fire, destroying a kitchen.
It does always start with good intentions, and sports do teach you a lot of good things, like hard work, discipline, seeing a commitment through, working well with others, etc. What?
Oh, sorry, I was going to say something, but if you finish your line.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, something I was thinking about is we're talking about sports right now, and you don't see parents do this with kids and businesses, but maybe you do though. If you're from a family that, a family business that you're all in, like let's say you come from a family of pizza chefs who own a pizza restaurant. I don't know why I'm going with pizza here.
You work on the family business.
Yeah.
You pass on the secret sauce.
So, I mean, I don't think you hear that story as much because obviously who listens to goddamn business stories? But
Mario.
I feel like there can be some similarities where pressures from internal, obviously the family.
Inception. Cillian Murphy trying to continue on with his dad's company.
Oh, yeah. So, think about that. I mean, the pressures of wanting to please the parents and starting, a lot of it starting at a young age, as I said, with family businesses, definitely. It builds up. It can be stressful, I guess, in anything. It can be in sports. So it can be sports. It can be in careers as well. And I said, starting at such a young age is going to do some long-lasting effects.
God, Inception was such a good movie. You know what? I don't care. We're going to tangent off. We're going to watch how it should have ended. Inception. Wow. LeVar Ball should watch Inception. Falling asleep on the street corner.
You couldn't have peed before you went under? I'm sorry. It was free champagne. This rain is no good for the mission. You're gonna have to pee your pants. What? I'm not going to pee my pants.
You gotta do it, man.
Are you crazy? We're sitting in first class up there. Letting your subconscious change the environment of the dream is dangerous. You're gonna get us discovered. You pee your pants right now. Absolutely not. You pee yours. This is a very delicate mission. We cannot let our personal feelings get in the way.
That's supposed
so
to be.
Just do what I do.
That's supposed to be Leonardo. Let's go by train.
Well, I don't have to pee anymore.
Where the blazes did a train come from?
That was my wife. Who may also try and kill us if she gets the chance.
What?
I'm waiting for a train. A train that will take you far away. You know where you hope the train will take you, but you can't know for sure!
You just said, don't let your personal feelings get in the way.
Look, I know what I said. It's okay. Got it under control.
Hey there.
Wait, what is this? What's happening?
Hey.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I think about the ladies when I dream. Arthur, I can't help it, man. It's my subconscious.
Hey. Hello.
Hi there.
Uh-oh.
Who's this guy?
Sorry. It's just a guy I know. Sorry.
Nice.
Well, this is all becoming very distracting. Not not as distracting as that noise, of course.
Well, excuse me. I'm new at this.
Freddy Krueger playing a tuba.
I am beginning to have anxiety about completing this Inception.
Oh dear. I often dream that I am in my underpants when I get nervous. Come on, guys. We are professionals. Everyone get a hold of yourselves, okay? We have to find Fisher and stick to the plan. So snap out of it. Okay. Looks like we're good to go.
There they are.
Get out of my head, you criminals!
Dang it, Maul!
The end. Spin the top. Top spinning. Spin the top.
Limbo!
How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go?
Because they're in limbo.
I loved Inception, one of my favorite movies, but I never understood how it really ended. Sorry, spoiler alert, but like, you know, they save the day or whatever they get the mission done, and like, you know, he just gets to go back to his family. Like, are there not neighbors who understand that? Like,
I'll have to look back, but the top actually isn't his totem; it's his wedding ring.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've heard that rumor. Yeah, a lot of people think that was a totem, but it was his wife's totem.
LeVar Ball should just chill out, stop talking some crazy shit, watch Inception. That's all.
This has to be a parent and enjoy the fact that his kids could be, could be well successes, and then milk off the finances that way, and not be an a-hole.
Be like Del Curry. Now, I understand that Del Curry actually had success in his athletic career as opposed to LeVar Ball, but Del Curry is the father of Steph Curry and, to a degree, Seth Curry. Seth Curry sucks, but Steph Curry is one of the best players on the planet. And you don't hear a peep from him. He's quiet. It's great. That's what you should do. Also, what you should do is tell a friend about the Dad Mode podcast. When you're in your dad group, spread the word, baby. Show's available on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Follow us on Twitter at DadModePod, me at Andy Carlson Show, Nick at NickAson, and the website is dadmodepod.com. But until next time, be a man, be a father, go Dad Mode, and we'll smell you later. Inception.
Think the episode you just heard is worth $1? Well, send it our way. Visit dadmodepod.com/support to find out how. Be a man, be a father. Go Dad Mode. The music is created and produced by Deeb. To hear more of his tracks, visit soundcloud.com/Deeb.